Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Weekly Pint. I'm the gnarly gnome, no longer on death's door. I mean, I guess we are all on death's door to some extent, but turns out not soon. But man, the last couple weeks have been rough, like absolutely rough. Clearly, since I didn't do a show last week, you know that things were a little tough for me. I had this vision in my head that I got COVID, for anybody that doesn't know that, but I had this vision in my head that I was gonna be laid out for I don't know 4 or 5 days maybe at the most, and then I'd be able to just operate as normal, just quarantine down here in the basement. That's not at all what happened this time, man. It was bad. So I got a little backed up on all the stuff that I should have been doing as far as gnoming goes. No new videos, no prost. There was no Weekly Pint. I had to cancel one brewcast. Well, reschedule. We won't say cancel. Reschedule a brewcast, which will be coming in a couple weeks now. It was absolutely horrible. On I guess it was that Monday, the Monday that I did the last Weekly Pint. I recorded this week's that you guys just heard today. If you subscribe to Scentsy Brewcast, I recorded that episode, and that was pretty much the last time I did anything really. I just literally laid around here in the basement. I would move from I slept on the couch in the other room, and would move from there into my office to sit and watch TV, and that was it. Like, I would try to walk around a little bit to keep my lungs kind of functioning properly, and that was absolutely all that I was doing. It was bad. As a reminder for anybody who is not a regular listener of the show, you can call in and take part in it that way. 567-70-DRINK. That's 567-703-7465. You can call in, and we'll take your call right on the show, on the air. It's not a show. That's the important thing to know about this. This is kind of like a weekly happy hour. We just hang out. We all have a drink together and talk about what's going on. Sometimes we talk about, beer news, current beer news, or booze news, or whatever. Sometimes we just shoot the shit about life. So there's never any real direction on where this is going to go. So you can call in, or you can just take part in the chat, which is now up on the screen in front of you. So no matter where you're listening, you can take part in the chat. All right, let's see what everybody is drinking. Marco, no surprise here, is having a truth while he's waiting on his to-go food. It's very, very consistent. That's what I think is so fun about it, is it's not just that he goes and gets takeout every Monday after work. It's the beer choice, too, is always the same. And there are other beer choices where you're at picking up your to-go food, and I know that. And I think some of those beers are great. But no, always truth. Julia is enjoying her last can of West Side's Quad. I have one can left in there, too, that I have been waiting for the right time to crack into. John drove to Ohio today to get Moozy. Pretty good. I love Moozy. The English Mild next. I still have a ton of the English Mild stashed away. Lee, thank you very much for the well wishes, and is drinking Rheingeist Glow tonight. I finally picked some of that up, and I've got it ready to go into the rotation here. That's what's so crazy, is I didn't touch, for the most part, I didn't touch beer for 2 weeks. When I recorded the episode, the Tour de Cincinnati episode that you guys listened to today, my taste buds were definitely off, I think, on that beer. So I wasn't going to kind of wasn't gonna push it at that point. I was trying not to drink too much, but it just didn't taste right at all. And then when I did that weekly pint with the Just the Haze from Sam Adams, the non-alcoholic beer, I'm hoping that my taste buds were off on that one too, because it just tasted like nothing. It tasted like fruit juice. It was strange. Speaking of fruit juice, I'm gonna crack into my beer, which I just when I sat down after grabbing it out of the fridge realized we have a collector's item, labels on upside down. So Squeeze Box from Urban Artifact, my all-time favorite Midwest fruit tart, strawberries. Freaking love this beer, and I've been working my way through my first stash. I'm part of their subscription package, and I think there's a 4-pack coming in that also, so I'll dive into some more. All right. So, how has everybody been? We will dive into some labels. I was actually really looking forward to labels this week because we have all of last week's labels that we didn't go through. I thought, oh man, there's going to be a bunch more. There really weren't any this week, so there's nothing really too exciting to add to it. But there are still some good ones from last week. Actually, we can dive into that first. If you were paying attention to I guess it was probably on Twitter this week, I did throw out a hint about one of these. But yeah, we'll dive in. All right. Up first, Listermann Shamrock Shake, Pot of Gold. This already came out. You guys saw that. They've released it before. Not that exciting. I mean, it's exciting and it's a tasty beer, but it's nothing new. So it's a golden oatmeal stout with Irish cream, coffee, chocolate, cocoa nibs, natural and artificial flavors, artificial coloring, 7%. It's delicious if you haven't had it before. Up next, this is the next in the series from Madtree, the Legendary Lager. The Ezard Charles was the first one. This one is Emma Gatewood. So this clearly now I get kind of where this series is going. Same beer, just different stories. I don't know how often, but every so often they'll just do a different story. I don't know what the 12-pack holders look like. I don't know if they have the story on there too, or if that will always stay the same. I don't know. If you haven't tried that beer, I really dig it. It's kind of Dortmundery, definitely crisp and clean, but leaning into the malt, which is the way right now I'm liking my crispy boys. Rhinegeist Dark Matter, part of their Outer Reaches series, the sour series, which I've loved every one of these that I've had, other than the fact that the corks are life-threatening when you open the beers. They're fantastic. This is the 2021 vintage, obviously. But I like that they're adding that onto the bottles, and I like everything about this series. I think it's really great. I will be sitting down at Rhinegeist in the very near future to talk to them. Green Bear, a West Coast style pale ale. This is draft only for now. 5.5%. Nothing too exciting there. This comes from their Innovation Brewery. So if you've driven down Spring Grove Avenue, you know that they've got this big giant warehouse there where they send beer for distribution and that kind of stuff. They also have a brewery in that facility. It's not a very big brewery. It's a 10-barrel system. They don't, obviously you can't go, there's no tap room or anything, but they do make beer there, and they do specifically label it as from the Innovation Brewery. You can, even when you go into the tap room, you can see it on tap. They label it separately and say this is from, our Spring Grove Innovation Brewery. I would love to see a tap room there at some point. I don't know that will happen or not. It'll be, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, if I was sitting just kind of talking to somebody about it, but it'll be really interesting to see that next kind of phase of how Rhinegeist expands when they do expand. which it is only a matter of time for them to expand. But if they go something locally here, put a tap room into the innovation facility, maybe make that bigger, or if they just go completely off the wall and open up a brewery in Nashville or Chicago or something like that completely different. So I'm really excited to see how that goes for them in the future. Another Rheingeist Vision West Coast style pale ale, 5.5%. Here it is in cans. I really, really dig this artwork. I mean, everybody, I think, from what I understand, everybody loves Rheingeist branding. I'm not as big of a fan of it as everybody seems to be. I like it. I like things like this a whole lot more. It still takes kind of that same idea of the branding with the little ghost guy, and then the half the can having kind of some kind of color or something that denotes the brand. Whereas this takes it a little bit further, and the little ghost guy kind of looks like a sun and the mountains, and yeah, so I dig that. Also kind of excited to try this one. Here's the one that I was hinting at online. This is the next in, I guess, Taft's local collaboration series that they're doing. Again, absolutely brilliant to team up with UDF to do a Milkshake IPA. I don't know why nobody has done this yet. I was actually expecting it from Rheingeist when right after Braxton did the first graders, Rheingeist teamed up with UDF to do a Truth ice cream, and I was really, really, really expecting a UDF beer to kind of go on the other side of that, and it just didn't happen. So I'm excited to see this. If you know me, you know I don't really care about milkshake IPAs that much. So the beer itself, I'm not thrilled about. I'll still drink it. I'll still try it. But I love the collaboration. I love the little Taft in the tub holding his milkshake. I love everything about this. I think is fantastic. So, and then just one more astronaut food, the keg collar, and that's it as far as the. Oh, I have the wrong transition on, guys. I'm sorry. Hang on. Do that, and then it fades. Wouldn't that look nicer? Yeah. So, John, I liked the Grippo smoked amber idea better too. I think that sounds amazing, and I'm hoping people were paying attention to that. Smoked beer is one of those things you just don't see enough of, and when you do, it's not always awesome. I'm going to drink some of my beer. One thing about this beer, it's absolutely delicious, but it is one of the ugliest beers ever. A lot of the Midwest fruit tarts, I think, are kind of ugly. There we go. Man, that's a good beer. I'm glad that I can taste it. Julia is still hoping for collaboration with Brown Bear Bakery. You make any kind of brownie beer or something like that, I think I think everybody's going to be on board. All right. We can talk about Cincinnati's favorite beer if you guys want to. The Cincinnati.com bracket that they do every year, every year now, that always seems to cause some kind of chaos around it. The one year with Big Ash winning, and everybody's saying that they cheated to win, which I don't think you really can cheat. I think the whole idea is to vote as many times as you can and share it on social media and whatever. And then this year, a little bit of chaos around, online chaos, we'll say, around Wiedemann winning with their Bohemian Pilsner. I have not had their Pilsner for a while. From what I remember, it was fine. It was, it's exactly what it's supposed to be, a light, crisp, easy drinking Pilsner. So I don't know what everybody's on about. I thought everybody was into the crispy boys now, but the bracket was whack, says Julia. It always is. That's the problem. When I don't know what their logic behind it is, I guess. But when you've got beers on a bracket that don't exist anymore, that aren't being made anymore, up against other ones, you've done something wrong, in my opinion. I don't know if it needs a good proofreader to go through and be like, yeah, we got to take this one off. This doesn't make sense on the bracket. I've thought about putting together my own bracket of sorts, but number one, it's a pain in the butt, and number two, I do things a little. We've done things on this show a little bit differently historically. We've done what is called the Scentsy Craft Draft, which happens after March Madness when you get closer to the draft. And I think we're gonna do it again this year if I can figure out scheduling. I've had it on my list for I don't know, probably 4 months or 5 months, something like that, and ready to do it. And now that I'm rushing to get other shows kind of moved and booked and things like that, I'm actually running low on days to do it. So I'm not 100% sure if it'll get done this year. But if I don't get it done this year, it will definitely happen next year. Let me look when I had it penciled in. Oh, perfect. Steve's on. Steve says, I have a feeling the problem is they haven't been to or had many of today's Wiedemann beers and are thinking it's still their grandpa's Wiedemann. I think I agree. I saw two different types of people that were commenting. It was people who used to be Wiedemann fans that are almost mad that Wiedemann today is not Wiedemann like it used to be. And then you've got people that maybe tried Wiedemann in that kind of in-between period where it was not awesome and just kind of gave up on the brand and haven't been back to it yet. So I don't know. I can't really figure out where the anger is. It could also be that people aren't necessarily mad with Wiedemann winning or with Big Ash winning before whoever. They're just mad at the whole idea and the flawed parts of this bracket that people getting eliminated before that first round, some people not hearing, supposedly the Cincinnati.com sends out an email for people to confirm, these are beers that we still make and we want on the bracket and stuff. They swear they send this out to everybody. I know for a fact some people didn't get this email. So I think the flaws with the bracket, I think, just kind of piss people off already. So they're ready to be pissed off no matter who wins. Even if it's, Truth or something that won, people would still be pissed off about it. So I think that's probably more the case for me. Marco says he's willing to help with the craft draft. Yes, I still got to figure out kind of a format of what it's going to look like. And I it's hard to put together a bracket like that and have it, the logistics of it and have it all set up and have it be fair and have it be easy for people to vote, and it's tough. And so I don't blame, but Julia doesn't really care who won. It was just a mess. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice if when people see this bracket, if it gets them to go try something that they haven't had before. Hopefully, that's what will happen this year with Wiedemann winning. It'll get people to go back or go to Wiedemann and see what's going on there now versus maybe their grandpa's Wiedemann, because it is a whole different ball game. So I don't know. And Marco says, yes, to the very least, and have current beers. I cannot agree with that any more. there were a lot of beers on there that, maybe still kind of technically exist, but have been brewed in a very long time, and then a handful that just don't exist anymore. It's just proofreading. You just need somebody to be like, all right, this one here, we need to change that out to something else. I don't know if it was, I think it was originally pulled from Untapped or something like that. Who knows? Yeah. I think I do, and that's the thing, is I think it's good when places like Big Ash win, and people are like, oh yeah, I forgot that place opened up. I forgot, I haven't been there yet. Or Wiedemann, oh, I need to go there, and I need to see what they're all about. So hopefully it'll get some more foot traffic. Speaking of Wiedemann, Steve, if you're listening, we still need to get a show booked. We still need to get that happening sometime. Because I've never done a show at Wiedemann. Last time we talked to anybody from Wiedemann was during their Kickstarter, when they were still trying to get the ball rolling. So that's been like years at this point. So we need to do that. I need to get back out there and get a show and help tell that story. I love that tap room. I think it is one of my favorite tap rooms in the city, which says a lot considering some of the places that are around. I'll send you an email and we'll get it all set up. What else do you guys want to talk about before we start winding down? Urban opened their tap room back up finally. Sean says if you could access it, sales data could give you a good reason for rankings, and people that don't distribute their channels could be 11 to 16 seeds. Base it on the size of the tap room or something. Yeah, we Marco, you were right. We were at the boxing event. We did not have anybody from Wiedemann on the show, though. I had John from Bad Tom. There are, like I said, Sean, there are ways to do it, but it would just be such a pain, and you just don't have access to all the sales data for everybody, so it's never going to be perfectly fair. There's I would have to come up with some other kind of way to determine the rankings in there, or you can make the rankings just completely random for beers, but getting each brewery to tell, all right, this is what we think our customers, this is their favorite beer that we sell, and get that to put on there. John says, can we talk about why do people think shandies are a good idea? Yes, we can definitely talk about that, because it's looking like 2021 is going to be the year of the shandy. I saw another one pop up from, if it was Goose Island or something today too. And obviously, Braxton is releasing theirs. Their second one, they have two shandies. They have Scooter, and then this their yesterday's headlines for this year is a shandy. I think shandies are a great idea. I don't necessarily think that I need it pre-mixed for me. Like, I'm just as happy getting myself some lemonade and just mixing it myself, and then I can tweak it based on kind of where I want my day to go. If I want, extra shandy or just a little light. I get it. We are now living in a world where we are comfortable with the fact that everybody just wants to be drinking candy, and most people don't actually give two shits about beer. We've seen it with seltzer, and we've seen it with a lot of the the fruited sours and stuff like that is super popular, and not to say anything about Urban Artifact because they're doing something that's a little different, but the reason so many people love these Midwest fruit tarts is just because they're loaded with fruit. They're it's candy in a glass. So that is why people are drinking shandies, because they just don't really want beer. And we are, kind of, craft beer was trendy and popular. It still is, but people jumped on it because it was what was cool. And I don't think people were putting a lot of thought into what they really wanted to be drinking. So we're going to see more, obviously. That's, 50 West is doing their hard lemonade, which is just wild to me that we're back to hard lemonade. I haven't tried it yet. I mean, I don't fault anybody for making any of these products. I don't fault people for drinking these products, but it's not craft beer. I'm definitely comfortable with that. Julia says I should do a Wiedemann show the Sunday after Thanksgiving at the top of Straight Street as us idiots finish the Straight Street hill climb. That sounds absolutely miserable. Although I guess Thanksgiving, it's not, at least not hot outside. Marco says last year our shandy was crazy popular. That's the thing. People are going to drink it. It is what people want, but and it's not a new thing. People have been drinking shandies forever. I mean, look at Leinenkugel's, the summer shandy. It pops up every summer, and you see everybody drinking it. It's popular. That's why people are making them. John says I'll do it. It's only a mile. No, I'm not climbing any hill for a mile. I'll wait at the top with a beer. Yeah, I'm more curious. Seltzer is here. It's gonna be around. Shandies have been here. They're clearly gonna be around. I'm just really curious what the next thing that people will start cranking out, thinking that that's the new trend. Just curious to what people are gonna try. I think we're gonna see a lot more canned cocktails and stuff like that. It's gonna be interesting to watch. I don't fault people for it. If you and Marco, if you want to put in some kind of beer slushy machine, which is another one of those fun trends that's happening around town, I'm all about it. I think they're delicious, and when it's hot outside, I love stuff like that. I am, like I've said a million times, I'm an equal opportunity drinker. I do not fault anybody for drinking something that they like to drink. But does it take away from craft beer, I think, is the question that I keep coming back to. And so far, still, the data says that it doesn't really take away from craft beer. It's still the people that would have been drinking something else no matter what. The people that have always kind of floated outside of the the craft beer normalcy, I guess. Excuse me. The people that were drinking cider when that was popular, the people that were drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade, the people that were drinking wine, the people that were drinking, cocktails or whatever. Still the same people that just are searching for something that isn't craft beer. Marco says, I can tell you that it will not be smoked beers. Unfortunately, I think you are right. However, it is fun as craft beer in Cincinnati keeps growing. We get these really fun opportunities for breweries to say, you know what, like we're gonna make a smoked beer because there aren't a lot around right now. And like that, the amount of different places that are doing what you should do enables places to do things that you shouldn't do and have it work, if that makes any sense at all. Julia says, think people that are hardcore fans of craft beer may try the seltzers and hard lemonades, but it will not get in the way of us buying beer. I agree. Did you see Branch and Bone did a cask beer in a wine box? I actually did, and I don't think it registered with me. I think I was scrolling through Instagram or something tonight and saw a picture of somebody pouring a beer out of a box. That's I'm okay with it. I don't care how you get me your beer, especially in 2021 where that is a increasingly difficult thing to get beer from your brewery to my face. Marco says I'm making more cider this week. John says Taft Smoke Beer with Jeff Ruby was great. That's right. I forgot about that one. And then obviously Listerman does Friar Bacon every year, which is as smoked as you can possibly make a smoked beer. The Rausch beer recently from Westside, I've been really digging that. I bought some of that at the store last week, I guess. I think I have 1 or 2 left sitting over there. Still need to get some pictures taken of them. I'm just so far behind on everything. But I'm so happy that I can drink it now and that I can still taste beer. That was my biggest fear, is that my taste buds were going to get all out of whack for a while and just mess everything up. Sean says he's not knocking it, talking about the beer in a box. Thought it was a genius idea to extend the to-go beer options. Yeah. I think it's fun. I think, Esoteric does those little tiny pony kegs, and you can get them to go, or you can just get one kind of, I think you can get one and just drink it there at your table, kind of like a little personal keg for you and your friends. I love fun new kind of packaging ideas, fun new serving ideas, fun new kind of ways just to keep changing that experience. I mean, when we really break down what happened in the last years, that we were all starved of experiences, which whether you know it or not, I mean, that's a big part of what craft beer is about, is those experiences of sitting around with your friends or with strangers or whoever, and having a beer, having a drink. That's sorry. That's the biggest thing that we've missed out on in the last year, and even as face-to-face contact starts coming back, those experiences are going to take a little while to get back into normal life, and so I appreciate any time I can find a place that is creating something that kind of flips that script a little bit and gives you some of those experiences that you might not even known you were missing so much. So that's that. New York International Beer Competition Awards were announced. Moorline Lager House, which is a Cincinnati brewery, for anybody who still doesn't understand the whole Moorline transition, and then Municipal up here in Hamilton, both won a few medals there. That's about all the big news that I jotted down quickly as I was putting notes together tonight. So it's been quiet. We'll see if that continues. The Zane Lamprey dates were finally announced, and tickets went on sale. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that. I'm a huge Zane Lamprey fan, if you guys didn't know that. So I I've got tickets for obviously the Cincinnati date, which is at Fretboard, and these are in September, so there's still a ton of time before it. But I'm assuming they could very easily sell out. And then I got tickets for Dayton also. I've been on the fence about also doing Columbus, but I think my wife will be a little pissed off at me if I do 3 days in a row. I guess they're probably not in a row. I think Columbus is spaced. I think he's going down to Louisville before Columbus or something. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to be in the Cincinnati show and the Dayton show. The Dayton show I'll probably be a little boring because I'll probably drive home afterwards, so I probably won't drink that much. Julia wants to know if I'm going to do a podcast with him after the show. Still waiting on my new hoodies. I'm also waiting on one of my hoodies still. I don't know for sure yet, but I am hoping to do a show with him before the show. He's going to do the Dayton show and then that night drive down from Dayton, and he'll be staying here in Cincinnati, and then that way he can kind of sleep in. And yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm excited. Do they have a spot for Columbus listed on the website? I didn't look. I'm fairly certain it's going to be a Brewdog, unless Brewdog is dragging their feet about doing any kind of events, because he does have a pre-existing relationship there. I don't know that it makes sense to go to multiple shows. I'm just that obsessed. But it's going to be the same exact show. So once you see it, you're just going to listen to the same thing. Yeah, I don't know for a fact that they're doing Brewdog. I know that when I talked to his tour manager, that was the intention, was to do Brewdog, and it would make the most sense for them. They'd have a place to stay right there, and probably get a free room out of it. So that would make the most sense in my mind. So yeah, get on there and get your tickets. They're at Fretboard, and I think it's like September 18th or something like that. I don't know. It's on stlamprey.com. And yeah, still waiting on my other hoodie. Still waiting on one of them. They got their butts kicked with shutdowns and things like that out there in California this last year. So I'm trying not to be too upset about my lack of a hoodie. We got 2 of ours, so I can't complain that much. We did at least get some. All right, we're at 40 minutes, so we'll start wrapping this up unless there's anything else pressing that you guys want to talk about. I appreciate everybody's support. Everybody that reached out to me when I was sick, I appreciate that very, very much. It was, like I said, it was absolutely miserable. So I'm glad to be back in the saddle, the drinking saddle. I still haven't gotten out to a tap room since I've been on the mend. But we'll get there. I think I'm going to get out later this week. In theory, I need to get a show booked on Thursday, I think. Yeah, something like that. It's my yeah, and then I have 2 shows scheduled the week after, next week. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy trying to figure it out now and get settled back in, which is kind of, it's always the way it works. You get something that happens that just throws the whole groove of everything off. I am going, you guys will appreciate this, I am going to go to Cincinnati Seltzer Festival, and I'm going to make some content there. I might record some Drinking with the Gnome there, and some video content, definitely, and drink some seltzers. So there's that. Does not mean that I'm a seltzer person though, because I'm not paying for my ticket. So, yeah, it's I have, like, right now, I have such a deep appreciation for every beer that I'm drinking. This weekend, I mean, both days, I got a chance to hang out outside with a beer. It was much more enjoyable on Saturday, but I sat outside like all day Saturday, just pounding beers and smoking cigars and feeling a little more normal again. So, yeah, it's good to be back, and I am ready to go have beers out in the world and feel some kind of normalcy there. Again, not that I don't like my family. I love my family, but there's only so many evenings in a row where you can try to enjoy drinking a beer with the chaos surrounding you before you just want to step out for like just an hour and have a drink somewhere with somebody who isn't your kids. So thank you guys very much for your support. If you want to support all of this stuff, the best way, just go to thegnarlygnome.com/support. For all of you who have put in orders on the shop through the last, year, I appreciate that too. You can get t-shirts and hats and sweatshirts and mugs and stickers and all kinds of swag on there, and that helps too. But yeah, we the Patreon is doing amazing right now, and it's hopefully going to motivate me to give it some attention, get the get everything on my Patreon list done that needs done. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you very much. We will be back next week. We will be back later this week for Prost. I may be drinking an esoteric beer. When I was sick, they dropped off a growler on my front porch, which is still sitting in my fridge. I haven't touched it. So I'm going to try to drink that on the show. If I open it up and it's flat, I will probably just not drink it on Prost. So stay tuned. Maybe it'll be esoteric this week. It depends. Thank you guys. Like I said, I appreciate you all very, 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 very much. And as always, there's a bunch of fun stuff in the pipeline as soon as I can make it happen. Thank you. Everybody have a good night.